Hi everyone, this is Helloangel.design. Today we are going to resize the bonnet that I bought in Rwanda. I make a video on my TikTok. I talk about I bought a bonnet in Rwanda and the bonnet was so big. I don't like when a bonnet is so large. I like a bonnet that fit my head perfectly. I make a TikTok video about the bonnet. Here is the video for you to watch when I was talking about the bonnet I bought in Rwanda, how big it is when I lose the bonnet. Watch the video.
I bought this big bonnet in Rwanda when we were on vacation in Rwanda. When I bought it, I didn't know that the bonnet is quite big. When I got home, I realized that the bonnet is quite huge. So I don't really like a big bonnet. I like a bonnet that fits on my head, not a huge bonnet. So what I'm going to do, I am going to resize the bonnet that it will fit my head a little bit perfectly. I will come back here and I will show you how I resize the bonnet. You can see how the bonnet is. It's quite huge. It's a very large bonnet. There are people who like big bonnets. There are people who like a bonnet that fit their head nicely. Someone like me, I like a bonnet that fit my head nicely.
When you watch the video, I talk about the bonnet is so large and I don't like a large bonnet, that I'm going to lose the bonnet and remake the bonnet all over again. And that is what we are doing today. So I have already loosed the bonnet. As you can see, the bonnet has a lining. This is the lining and this is the made fabric. When I lose it, I just take it to my ironing board. I just fold it into two and then I fold it all over again. That means into four. So this place is into two and this side is into four. I repeat the same thing with the lining. I fold the lining into two. You can see that. And then I fold it all over again. That is into four places. So what I'm going to do, I am going to place my measuring tape from the tip of this fabric and I will measure it down all around the fabric. You pick your measuring tape or your ruler, depends on what you are using. So I'll place my measuring tape like this. I will measure down 30 centimeters. If you're using inches, you can measure 11.75 inch. I will take my pencil or your marker. You just go ahead and measure it around 30 centimeters or 11.75 inch. I have taken the measurement 30 centimeters or 11.75 inch. Once you take that measurement, the next thing that you have to do, you connect all the mark together. My measurement already includes seam allowance. You have to include your seam allowance when you are taking your measurements. I will just go ahead and connect all these marks together. Once I am done with that, I will take my scissors and cut it out. I have cut it out. This is how it is. You can see the excess that I cut out from this fabric. So what you're going to do, you remove this excess fabric. The next thing that you have to do, you are going to place this one that you have already cut out. You are going to place it on your lining. So this will be your pattern. You are going to use this one that you've already cut out as a pattern. There is no need for you to take a measurement anymore. You place it like this, the way I'm placing it right now. Pin it all around. Once you have done pinning, take your scissors, go ahead and cut it out. I have cut it out. This is how it is. What I'm going to do, I am going to open my fabric. So I open my fabric. You can see how it is. It's a large circle fabric. Once you have done that, the next thing that you have to do, this is the back of my fabric and this is the front of my fabric. I will pick my lining. What I'm going to do, I am going to put both front fabric together like this. Once you have put them together like this, the next thing that you have to do, you take your pin, you pin it all around. Once you have done pinning, take it to your sewing machine and run a straight stitch all around. My seam allowance is 1 centimeter. Once you have done running a straight stitch, remember to leave a gap. So I am going to leave about 2.5 centimeter or 1 inch gap so that I will be able to turn my fabric inside out. I will start stitching from here. I will stitch it all around and I will end on this other side of the fabric. Once you have done with that, turn your fabric inside out, take it to your ironing board and press very nice. I have top stitched my bonnet together. I turn it inside out, take it to my ironing board and give it a good press. This is how it is right now once you have done that. And here is my open gap where I turn my fabric inside out. The next thing that we have to do, we are going to take a measurement. Before you take a measurement, make sure that you take the measurement of your elastic. So I will place my measuring tape on my elastic. The measurement that I have here is 1.5 centimeter. So the measurement that I'm going to take around my bonnet, I'm going to take 2 centimeters because I want a little bit of ease when I'm passing around my elastic. So I'm going to take 2 centimeters all around. If you're using inches, you can measure 0.75 inch. So what you are going to do, you place your measuring tape from the start of the bonnet. You measure around 2 centimeters. Once you take that measurement, connect all the mark together. I have connected all the mark together. This is how it is once you have done that. The next thing that you have to do, take your bonnet to your sewing machine, give it a straight stitch all around the bonnet. I have stitched it all around how it is once you have done stitching. This is the back of my fabric. You can see how that is. The next thing that we have to do, we are going to place our elastic on our bonnet. Before you place your elastic on your bonnet, what you are going to do, you are going to take your head circumference, which I have done that already. So my head circumference is about 54.5 centimeter. If you're using inches, you can measure 21 inch. This is my measurement. So the measurement that I have here right now is about 51 centimeter or 20 inch. That is the measurement that I have. I minus out of my measurement. Once you have taken your measurement, the next thing that you have to do, you place your pin right here on your elastic and you look for the open gap. You can see this is my open gap. All you have to do, you start passing your elastic through that open gap all around and then you end on this other side. I have passed my elastic around the bonnet and this is where I come out. What I'm going to do, I will just remove the pin like this. Once you remove the pin, so what I'm going to do, I'll put them together like this and I will secure it with a pin. Once I am done doing that, I will take it to my sewing machine. I'm going to run a straight stitch 2 to 3 times to secure the stitches. Once I am done with that, I will push the elastic inside and I will close the open gap and I will come back here and show you the final look of my I have top stitched the open gap. I have placed my elastic inside and I top stitched the open gap. This is how it is once you have done that. You can see how the bonnet finally look. It become more beautiful and nicer. I'll put it on my head and I will show you guys the final look on this bonnet, how it finally look on my head before and after. Thank you all so much for watching. Remember to subscribe, like and share this video with your friends and loved ones. Please subscribe. Please keep watching our video because we are not getting enough view on our YouTube. Please like our video and watch the video until the end so that we can get more traction on YouTube. Thank you very much and follow us on all social media platforms, Helloangel.design.